Previously on the all-new adventures of the Doctor Who Book Club podcast.
Chris, being the maximizer that I am, we're in for another double feature.
Oh, excellent.
And this is a tale of two Time Lords, but perhaps not the ones you're thinking of.
Okay.
We're going to be reading a pair of graphic novels from Titan Comics.
Okay.
And these are on the slimmer side, so hence the double feature.
Yeah, okay.
And both, coincidentally, share the same creative team of writer Jody Houser and artist Roberta Ingranata.
Okay.
They do, however, have different colorists.
Right, okay.
But for June,
Yes.
we will be reading Doctor Who Origins, starring the Fugitive Doctor,
Okay.
and Missy, the Master Plan.
Excellent.
So,
Good
something to look
stuff.
forward to for June.
Yes.
And
okay.
outside of our regular Doctor cycle still.
Yes.
And now our story continues.
Welcome, everyone, to the all-new adventures of the Doctor Who Book Club podcast. This is Matt in Minnesota.
Chris in South London. How's it going, Matt?
Well, happy June, Chris. It's a little sweaty in these in this neck of the
Yep.
woods.
Yeah, it's pretty toasty over here as well, I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's been 35 degrees Celsius in recent days, which is, I think that's about 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Not quite as bad, but I'm sure we'll get there later this summer.
Yeah. We're not built for that.
We had some interesting show news break just prior to recording.
Yeah.
So our well-founded skepticism and doubt over the past few months has apparently manifested the 2026 Christmas special out of existence.
Well, I don't think it's our fault.
Well, you never know.
Has it been officially announced?
But yeah, Russell T. Davies has confirmed that it's not going into production this year.
Oh, this year? Ooh.
Yes.
Oh. Right. Okay. Interesting. Right.
Yeah.
Has he given a sense that it might happen next year?
Well, there's speculation that means it's shifted to Easter of 2027, but who knows?
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Who knows? Oh, well. Interesting times. I mean, I know that there has been much, in the last few days, there's been a lot of talk of like saying that BBC can't find an actor to play the parts. And I'm like, I don't think that's the case. That feels unlikely.
Yeah, I wonder if it has to do with Bad Wolf or getting a new production partner.
Yeah, I think it's that, and also as well potentially Billy Piper's availability. I mean, if Billy Piper is busy doing Wednesday for Netflix, you can't really have a Christmas special that is Billy Piper light, given how the show, the cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
There's plenty of other books and audios to
Yeah.
keep us busy, and other shows even, but yes.
It is. We're not quite in a wilderness year yet. Well, we are in a wilderness year, but we're not quite in the wilderness years yet.
Some book news to perhaps tide us over. Tell Us Publishing has opened up pre-orders for a David Banks hardcover memoir due out September 5th called Man and Cyberman, Memoirs of a Cyber Leader. David Banks, of course, who wrote 1993's Iceberg New Adventure and the 1988 Cyberman Technical Manual / history.
Yes.
And just a reminder to listeners that Circuit Breaker kicks off later this month.
Yes.
On June 25th. And there's already stuff afoot on the unit website.
There is.
Including a new publicity photo of Ingrid Oliver as Osgood. Mel investigating Magpie Electric being acquired by Tobias Vaughn from International Electromatics back in the 1950s. And The Wire has wormed its way into Unit's email system.
Oh, good grief.
So maybe Maureen Lipman is going to appear in some form.
Right. Okay. Marvelous. Yeah.
Well, Chris,
Well, yes.
what do you have for show and tell?
What do I have for show and tell? Well, I have something that was recorded a wee while ago, and I think I'd been waiting for the right moment. So I decided to watch Let's Go Dutch. Which is, you might be thinking, what is that, Chris? What's that got to do with Doctor Who? That is the name of the Amsterdam feature on the 20th season Blu-ray. And I greatly enjoyed it. I was watching it as part of a preparation of a trip to the Netherlands, but I knew it was unlikely that I would go particularly close to Amsterdam, and lo and behold, I didn't. But it was just lovely seeing Peter Davison and Sarah Sutton and Janet Fielding, and also Mark Strickson, even though he wasn't in Arc of Infinity, all hanging out together and just clearly just kind of like getting on. Have you seen the documentary? I assume you must have at some point.
I own it.
Yes.
Have I watched it yet?
No. Okay. It's really quite fun. I mean, it's 75 minutes, so it's possibly a little bit on the long side.
Feature length.
Yeah, but it's enjoyable. I suspect it probably has better production values than the series. The show that it's a making of, or not even a making of, a discussion about the process of making of it. It's good fun, and I think it also it gives an insight into how they all just got on and how they worked together, and also a bit into kind of like the working process. And okay, sure, some of the stories you may have heard before, but it's still quite amazing that they have Peter Davison, when they were filming it in the 80s, they had Peter Davison running around with green cereal on his face amongst people who were unwitting extras.
Kind of like guerrilla filmmaking there.
Yeah, pretty much. They were all kind of going, okay. But also, it's Amsterdam. People are just going, that's probably a student production. But it's great. It's very evocative of a city that's very dear to my heart. Yeah, and it's evocative of an era that I also enjoy. I mean, I enjoy more than some people, but it's good fun, and you don't have to watch Arc of Infinity to enjoy it.
And I guess that documentary kind of features as a sequel to the Janet, Sarah, and Peter road trip.
Yes, the road trip. Yeah, it did. I've not seen that yet, but I just wanted to go all in on the Dutchness of it.
Very cool.
I would strongly recommend, if you are intending on taking the Eurostar, do not leave it to the last minute like Mark Strickson did. I suspect that might have been hyped up for comedic effect. But a friend of mine rocked up to his Eurostar as part of our recent expedition with half an hour to go. I was like, mate, dear listener, I was there 3 hours beforehand and I had breakfast.
Yeah, it's not something you want to cut close.
No. I mean, as somebody had said to me, possibly there's a slightly saner place somewhere in the middle. I'm like, yeah, maybe. But I knew I was okay. So anyway, right. That's enough Doctor Who adjacent talk. What have you got for show and tell, Matt?
Something else that's Doctor Who adjacent. So yesterday I received in the mail my 4K edition of Doctor Who the TV movie.
Ah!
Matt and I sat down to watch it last night in glorious 4K, and
right.
I got the 2-disc version with the reversible cover and not the 3-disc steelbook edition, but there's still plenty of extras, and watching it was like watching it for the first time, except I got to watch the whole thing at once. And so many details popped out at me, especially inside the TARDIS interior, where you can kind of see the geometry of the place and how everything's laid out.
Yeah.
And yes, I checked, both commentaries have been retimed to sync with the fixed frame rate.
Okay,
and
cool.
There were just so many little bits of dialogue that I've either missed or were buried in the sound mix previously. The sound options by Mark Ayers are fantastic.
Okay.
Lots of dynamic, like rear speaker action. There's an Atmos mix, a 5.1 mix, and then the 2.0 stereo mix, and lots of extras and like in conversation interviews. One notable omission is Night of the Doctor was not included this time around, which is unfortunate, but I have it in other discs and stuff. But
Yeah.
I wonder if there's rights issues, or they would have had to perhaps pay the actors who appeared in it an additional fee. I know they were doing this on like a very shoestring budget to do this, but it includes both the US and the uncensored UK version. And it was just fantastic hearing both Paul McGann and the musical score playing at the correct pitch. It just felt much more cinematic, and it was just really engrossing, and I loved every second of it.
Oh, great. Yes. I have yet to see it. I mean, I feel like I have seen that movie quite a few different times.
Oh, same. Yeah, but yeah, watching it last night was like seeing it for the first time. It was incredible. And Paul McGann's coat actually looks green.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, I might give it a try in a wee while. Whilst I say I've seen it quite a few times, I loved the excitement that it created. I think I loved the emotions possibly more than the movie, but I just remember just being so wrapped up in it and so delighted that Doctor Who was back, and then confidently expecting that it would get picked up again very quickly. Oh, well.
Well, speaking of one-off Doctors, we've got
yes, we do
a pair of graphic novels to review for this month. So we've got a double feature, Doctor Who Origins and Missy the Master Plan. And they are both written and illustrated by the same team. So these are from Titan Comics. And so we're going to start with Doctor Who Origins. And so Jody Houser is a writer, and just kind of looking at her bio here, she is known for her work on Faith and Mother Panic, and she's written for Star Wars Rogue One, Age of the Republic, The Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Girls, X-Files, Orphan Black, Stranger Things, StarCraft, Halo. She's also appeared virtually as a guest at Minnesota's Console Room, so you have that in common with her, Chris.
Has she appeared in person?
No.
Oh, come on, Jody.
Not yet, at least.
No. Okay,
and I'm pretty sure I've met her at Gallifrey 1 in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then Roberta Ingranata is an Italian comic artist. She's worked for various Italian publishers before making the leap to U.S. comics. And she's illustrated works such as Witchblade, Robin Hood, and Van Helsing. And then the colorists on these two books are different. So for Doctor Who Origins, we have Warnina Sadawa, who's a colorist based out of Indonesia. And she started working in the comic book industry in 2012. And then in 2017 joined a local studio, and then in 2019 went solo again to work with international clients such as Mad Cave Studios, Titan Comics, Valiant, and a few different indie publishers. Shall we get started?
Yes, let's get started.
So the graphic novel opens in 1962, so a year earlier than we usually find ourselves, where 4 children are playing with troll dolls in a clubhouse. And at first I thought the kids playing with troll dolls was anachronistic, but it turns out they were first invented in 1959 in Denmark, some 4 years earlier. So not quite out of... they became an international sensation, I guess. And so the Doctor, working for Division prior to becoming a fugitive, stands in the doorway of the clubhouse, surprising the kids, and she takes a device, not a sonic, scanning each child in turn, thinking they might be dangerous criminals in disguise. And when the scans come up negative, the Doctor realizes that the fugitives she's looking for are masquerading as the troll dolls. And their cover blown, the head blue troll confirms their plan to eradicate the population and sell Earth's minerals off for scrap. So taking a page out of the Slitheen books there.
Yes. So the children, encouraged by the Doctor, revolt and subdue the criminal troll gang in a rubbish sack. And the Doctor remarks that she's starting to grow a fondness for this backwater planet and its inhabitants. And then a year later, in 1963, we see the First Doctor and Susan land the TARDIS in a certain very familiar junkyard, with the Doctor mentioning that he's drawn to this planet, but he doesn't quite know why.
And I would have liked to have some sort of acknowledgement from the First Doctor and Susan that they recently had, perhaps, say, an adventure on Quinnis, or maybe that the Doctor brought with him the hand of Omega, which they need to bury to prevent its use. But there's plenty of other fan service in this. So
Yeah.
And that opening bit, by the way, which very much feels like a pre-credit sequence, was from Free Comic Book Day in 2022.
Yes, and from what I understand, got a few people very excited because it felt that they felt that it made it absolutely crystal clear that the Fugitive Doctor is pre-Hartnell. And I was kind of thinking, I'm not sure it necessarily does, but also as well, I don't think I necessarily subscribe to the Fugitive Doctor being season 6B, but I still have this weird thing in my head about I wish that the TARDIS that the Fugitive Doctor had in Fugitive Doctor Doom did not look like a police box. That's the only thing where I kind of go,
yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, because then you have to like jump through some hoops to retcon that.
Yeah.
I agree. It kind of confirms that the Fugitive Doctor occurs prior to the First Doctor. But, I mean, it says many years earlier.
Yeah,
when
it does.
Kind of flips back from the first to Fugitive. But that could be chronologically or in the Doctor's timeline. So
yeah.
A little bit of a gray area there still.
Yeah, I guess.
So we rejoin the Doctor, as played by Joe Martin, in mid-mission on a space vessel covered in cobwebs. And you know how irked I get about cobwebs on spaceships.
Yes.
And it turns out she's working with a weeping angel as a companion, and they rescue a clutch of giant spider eggs to return to the Empress of Weavers. And the species of spiders called like a nebula spider. And at first I was thinking, oh, it's Rachnos or something, but it different spider species.
Yes, I must say, I thought it was Rachnos. But yeah, so the Doctor parts ways with the Angel and is then tasked by the High Council and Division with a new secret mission to thwart a movement that's been developing across time and space, seemingly involving numerous alien species, which is targeting Gallifrey for destruction.
And the Doctor's given a new assistant to aid her, a Time Lord woman with strawberry blonde hair named Taslow, who is a rookie division agent. And the pair begin their mission under strict orders to follow High Council directives. But this partnership begins to get strained by the Doctor's natural moral compass, and Taslow is very much like a rulebook follower.
Yeah. So their investigation leads them to a number of remote alien worlds where they expect to find dangerous cults or weapons stores, but instead they discover outposts inhabited by peaceful, non-standard Time Lords. And this came as a bit of a surprise because, like, you're seeing they're kind of like humanoid, but they've got quite a few different alien features, though. So they're human-esque, and I was not expecting them to be Time Lords.
Yeah, like some of them are like bird-like or reptilian or some are kind of like wolves and bears and
So these Time Lord or these evolved Time Lords have chosen to explore and settle the broader universe rather than kind of like stay on Gallifrey and just become stagnant. So every time they regenerate, they take on characteristics and traits from the planet that they've settled on, which are advantageous to their environment. So basically they're evolving in an accelerated time frame to suit their new homes.
Yeah, and that, which was definitely a new bit of lore that I wasn't familiar with. And the weapons that were provided to the Doctor and Taslow were in the form of a Genesis Ark. So straight out of Army of Ghosts. The TARDIS doesn't like weapons and quickly disposed of the Genesis Ark into the nearest sun.
Yeah,
which was great. And I have to just say how much I love the Fugitive Doctor's desktop theme for her TARDIS. It's just so classic, and it quickly becomes apparent to the Doctor that these scattered beings pose zero threat to their home planet. They are simply Time Lords living quiet, harmonious lives across the cosmos. And the Doctor realizes that these beings are a direct threat to the High Council's isolationist ideology and rigid kind of homogenous view of their society. With Taslow, I kept wanting to read that as Laszlo from Daleks in Manhattan.
Oh god, right. What a classic. So the Doctor's mission is in reality a purge that's been orchestrated by an unnamed Gallifreyan councillor who is embarrassed and infuriated by the fact that there are these Time Lords who have adopted different cultures, forms and lifestyles.
Can't be any different or anything like that.
No.
So Taslow reveals she's been working directly on this counselor's behalf and betrays the Doctor to him. And up until that point, it was very much kind of following like a familiar like buddy cop formula, where you have the rookie tagging along, and here you have this great betrayal.
Yeah.
And so Taslow, under orders from the counselor, pushes a button which activates World Eater bombs that she had covertly placed on each planet that they had previously visited. And the Doctor watches in horror as each planet blinks out of existence on the various view screens in the counselor's office.
Seeing firsthand the brutal lengths her own people will go to in order to maintain control, the Doctor questions her role within the division and begins to plot against the very organisation that's employing her. Refusing to be a weapon for the Time Lord's authoritarian agenda, the Doctor shifts from an operative to being a protector. And the Doctor is able to travel back in time, and she basically relocates the small populations of each planet to a new world, which she shrouds in a perception filter, placing each group on different continents and climates that are better suited to their earlier adaptations. And she's able to do this with the help of information that's been passed on from Taslow, who now regrets her decision to basically commit genocide. So I mean, it's a good thing that you don't have like some of the different Time Lord kind of evolutions aren't all requiring, you don't have like some bears that would wants to be in certain climates and other bears want to be in other climates, or they're able to more or less kind of get them all going, but you kind of like there may be a problem further down the line here, but okay.
Especially if they expand beyond their original continents eventually.
Yes.
And it was nice to see that shift from Taslow. There's a wonderful line from the Doctor to her where she's kind of earlier on where she says, "I'm sure you were a very attentive student, but learning doesn't end when we leave the academy. That's when it truly begins." And I think they're almost echoes of like the Doctor and Romana in that relationship.
Yeah. I mean, Romana is less inclined to commit genocide.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's around about here that we have our dramatic reading.
Yes.
Courtesy of friend of the show and original book club occasional guest host, Jeff Elston.
Ooh.
And it features a conversation between the Doctor and Teteyun. Let's have a listen.
The Doctor and Teteyun are in division headquarters, circling in orbit around Gallifrey. They look at the planet below, an orange glow casting eerie shadows in the room. Teteyun turns to face the Doctor. "You did good work," the Doctor replies crisply. "Thank you, sir." Teteyun shakes her head. To think that a member of the Gallifreyan Council would go rogue like that. Such a shame. The Doctor asks, "He will be made to pay for what he did, won't he? For all those lives lost?" Teteyun replies, "We can hardly acknowledge we allowed such a grave mistake, can we?" The Doctor is startled. "Mistake?" Teteyun, turning back to gaze at the planet below, continues, "Time Lords can hardly be allowed to stray so far from where we began. Clearly, the conflict it will cause can only weaken our people, and that's on me. It seems a bit more tinkering with regeneration is in order, to strengthen our ties to our world." The Doctor bristles at this, but replies carefully, "Sounds like our rogue council member did you a favor then, pointing out the flaws in your work." Teteyun attempts to correct her. "The flaws in our people, my dear Doctor. But yes, I suppose he did. Now stay close. I'll have a properly sanctioned mission for you shortly." The Doctor leaves the room and heads down an empty corridor. Under her breath, she says, "I really thought the Time Lords were better than this. We're supposed to be so much more. I don't want to be nearly that small. Not when the universe is so big. Not when there's so much out there to see.
And so even though Tetayun was never actually named in the dialogue, you can tell it's her, and Jody Houser did confirm on social media when this came out that, yes, it is Tetayun. And it's pretty apparent because the setting that she's in is the same kind of world tree setting that you see in Flux. So.
Yeah.
So the Doctor ends up secretly recording a conversation with this counselor and makes the genocide more widely known in the Time Lord's government. And her acts of defiance serve as the primary catalyst for her becoming a true fugitive. And the Doctor realizes that working with Division is fundamentally incompatible with her own morals, and she crosses a point of no return, fully recognizing that she can no longer participate in the atrocities that her people are committing in secret.
So, with her cover blown and her loyalty shattered, the Doctor actively flees from Division. And so this starts off a massive galaxy-spanning game of cat and mouse. And so she abandons her role as Division's top enforcer, and instead she's determined to live her own life and help the innocent without Gallifreyan interference. And so Tecteun sets Division Agent Gat on her trail.
And we later see the Fugitive Doctor take out Gat in
Yes, we do.
Fugitive the June. And it's not really depicted in this volume, so the story begins to kind of set up her later appearance in the TV show, but it also allows room for further events to happen. So, like, for example, Lee, who becomes Lee Clayton, husband of Ruth Clayton, he's not even mentioned in this story at all, or them burying the TARDIS near the lighthouse and all of that, and the Chameleon Arch. So it almost feels like there would have probably have been room for 2 or 3 more volumes here, because it kind of ends on a to be continued question mark.
Yeah, I like the fact that it leaves a gap. I think that's good, and I think it's leaving room for others to play in the same space. So yeah, I applaud that, because yes, sure, we see the Doctor on her path to Fugitive Zone, but it's not
all of it.
Yeah, she's not suddenly taking up a job as a tour guide in Gloucester. So that ends Origins. What did you make of that?
Overall, I enjoyed it. Although I will have to say, I think the cover of the graphic novel is very ugly. Joe Martin's likeness is just off, and then she's surrounded by all these ghouls and that look like they're out of Faction Paradox or something. And the creatures on the cover don't even look like the aliens depicted within.
No, not remotely.
And one of the kind of special features of the graphic novel is, a cover gallery of 10 other covers, and any of the other covers would have been an improvement over the one they picked. That threw me off a little bit, and I did enjoy it. I don't get me wrong, but I liked the bits of lore, like how Tetayun is further refining regeneration to introduce some kind of limiter to prevent Time Lords from developing non-human characteristics, which I don't want to say that's a good thing, but it aligns with canon, because otherwise you would end up with what was the species played by Anthony Head in School Reunion?
It's not the Krillites, is it?
Or the Krillitane, yeah.
Krillitane.
Because otherwise, the Time Lords kind of end up like the Krillitane. So but I did enjoy it. And I did like the sequence with the Weeping Angel and how the Doctor had to force herself to blink so that her companion could, help her out in that situation. But what did you make of it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, there were some surprises, like having the Weeping Angel as part of the Doctor's crew. I found that a pleasant surprise. I mean, I did kind of think, right, we're going to go into a situation where we're going to have a one-off companion, and that one-off companion, something dramatic is going to happen to them, etc. And I'd have liked it, I think, to possibly been a bit more open-ended, maybe. But, I mean, it was enjoyable. I mean, I did feel, let's put it this way, I was not surprised when Taslow betrayed the Doctor and then unbetrayed the Doctor. That I felt I could see happening a mile off. But still, I mean, it was an enjoyable read. I've definitely read far worse
Mm-hmm.
comics, has it left me hankering to go and buy the Fugitive Doctor Big Finish? No, but I'm a little bit curious as to how those are going to be plotted, etc. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not necessarily quite as enthralled by the Fugitive Doctor. I find the Fugitive Doctor a curious, an interesting character, but I also, I don't think I necessarily have this feeling of, oh, we must find out everything about the Fugitive Doctor. But as I say, I like the fact that veils are drawn. We don't go into every detail of explaining everything.
Yeah, because it's never revealed why the Doctor's TARDIS is in the shape of the police box, and
No.
nor how her mind eventually gets wiped prior to becoming the first Doctor. So
Yeah.
presumably at some point post Revenge of the Judoon, she needs to get captured and her mind wiped.
Yeah.
And the TARDIS needs to go into the repair shop,
Yeah.
get fixed so it looks like a regular capsule, which we saw in Name of the Doctor.
Yes.
And then the Doctor and Susan have some adventures, like we read in the telenovela Frayed.
Yeah.
And then it breaks again and goes back to being a police box.
Yeah. This is why the season 6B thing isn't necessarily a bad idea.
I've never been a fan of that. I don't know.
No, I'm not a fan of it, but it's not. Yeah, I mean, either way.
Yeah, and if you take War Games in color as canon, then
Yes,
it kind of takes that away. But
no, fair enough. Okay, I have yet to see War Games in color.
So how would you score this?
How do I score this? So I think I'm going to give it. I think I'm going to give it a 6. I think. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not earth-shattering. And I'm not entirely sure I necessarily cared about the various different characters in it. And as I say, I just felt that the genocidal Romana was going to be a bad one, but then kind of like turn back. So yeah, but yeah, no, I mean, it was all right. Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay, cool.
And for me, the story was a little on the simple side.
Yeah,
And I'm doubtful that the peaceful planet the Doctor set up is gonna remain that way.
yeah.
I did like the appearance of Tatayun, and I guess I'm probably more, I would say, invested in the Fugitive Doctor than you are, perhaps. It would have been cool if Lee or even Carvanista got a mention at some point, but that's okay. Like you said, there's more room to expand, I guess.
Yeah.
The only Fugitive Doctor audio I've listened to so far was the coda to the 60th anniversary specials, so it was her teaming up with a younger war doctor. So I haven't yet listened to her series proper, but in that story she does end up meeting Benny, which is fun. So
Good.
All right, well, shall we move on to Missy and the master plan?
Yes, let's do that.
So again, this Missy the Master Plan is written by Jody Houser. Roberta Ingranata is the artist. This time we have colorist Enrique Anglioni, who is from Italy and has worked on Warhammer, 40K, Shades of Magic, The Steel Prince, and Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor run, as well as stuff for other publishers.
So the story starts with a conversation between the administrator of Stormcage prison and the Third Doctor. And the Doctor is checking up to make sure the Master is still locked away safely in the prison. And the administrator assures the Doctor that the Master is still secured.
And upon completion of their conversation, Missy waltzes into the administrator's office, but pretending to be Doctor Who, and has quite the colorful getup, reminiscent of the Sixth Doctor, and is wearing a pair of rubber ducks on her head.
Yes.
She convinces the administrator that she is the Doctor and is allowed access not to River Song, but to the Master. And the Master is in his Roger Delgado
Incarnation.
I was going to say incarceration. Incarnation.
No.
And she informs the Master that she needs his help to retrieve a segment of the key to time, all in her Doctor guise. And she releases the master from his cell, and surprising no one, he turns on her and attempts to skewer her with a sword, which he happens to locate somewhere on the premises.
Yes, because it's the master. So Missy pulls out her own sword from an umbrella she's carrying, and a duel ensues. And whilst this happens, an alarm starts blaring, and Missy and the master are surrounded by guards. And the two of them then switch to fighting the guards instead of each other. And one of the guards is shot by someone unexpectedly. And that someone happens to be River Song, who is also incarcerated in a storm cage and is an expert at breaking out.
And I found it kind of interesting that River didn't recognize Missy here because they have met in Big Finish in an audio called the Bechdel test. And although spelt slightly differently. Yeah. But yeah, interesting that it is kind of it could be, timelines, timey-wimey.
Yeah, it could be timey-wimey. Yeah. Plotty-wotty. Yeah. All that.
But River ends up helping both Missy and the Master safely reach the TARDIS, which they quickly enter, and they set off to find a fragment of the key to time, leaving River behind at the prison. And the desktop theme is set to kind of the Capaldi era TARDIS, although his bookcases aren't included, which was a little detail that irked me, because otherwise it's virtually indistinguishable from the 11th Doctor's version. So once they arrive at the key to time fragment, and we're never told which of the 6 fragments it is, Missy and the Master lament about how good the security is at the door, and that's due to the Doctor having created it. So they aren't able to get in.
Yeah, so the Master begins to outline his plan to crack it, which involves travelling through both his timeline and the Doctor's timelines in the TARDIS until they find a key to the door. Missy and the Master hop back into the TARDIS and visit several different places within the timeline. And they're attacked by indigenous life on one planet, and then they watch scenes from their futures and pasts on others. However, they still haven't found a key, but they've enjoyed some lovely cameos.
Yeah. Some of the ones that I did appreciate the little tour of the previous Masters. So at one point you get the 13th Doctor and the Sacha Dhawan Master, where he's shrinking a bunch of people, and you get another scene of like an ambulance chase with the Eric Roberts Master and the simple nope to that in the TV movie.
Yeah.
And then I think at one point the John Sims Master's very hungry and hunting them in his skeletal form.
Yeah, that sequence is a delight.
And so they go further and further back along their timeline until they finally pick up a reading on the key. So they're not looking for the key, it's the key to time itself, but a key to the door to the key of time.
Yeah.
So a key of a key. And they finally find the reading in the 1970s or 80s during the era of the 3rd Doctor. And then so they sneak into unit headquarters looking for the key, and Missy finds it hidden in a stapler. But the Master seems to have disappeared, and he's down a corridor a ways, stalking the Brigadier, looking to bring doom upon him.
So the Master is wandering the halls, they say, looking for his revenge on the Brigadier, whilst Missy begins searching for him with the door key in tow. And the Master finds the Brigadier and is ready to shrink him when Missy stops him from pulling the trigger. And another standoff ensues before they agree to head back to the TARDIS, since they now possess the key to the door that is securing the key to time.
And once in the TARDIS, Missy reveals that she intends to return the Master to his cell in Stormcage before using the key. And the Master expresses that he's known that she's a version of himself all along, rather than the Doctor. And this is where we have our second reading. So please take it away once more, Jeff.
My dear, did you really think this performance was convincing? To me? Did you actually believe that I wouldn't recognize myself? I thought the hat was incredibly convincing. It was certainly an interesting performance, Master. The name is Missy, thank you very much. What I haven't worked out yet is the why of it all. Why this facade? Why pretend to be our greatest enemy? So you would underestimate me, of course. There are certain things that Doctor Who would never do, that I, on the other hand, take great pleasure in, and then follow with a jaunty song and dance number. A solo number, I suspect. Why would you want to be underestimated unless betrayal was in the cards? And Bingo was his name-o. Obviously, I understand the impulse, but Missy, think about the possibilities before you. All the great and terrible things the two of us would accomplish together. Oh yes, it is time for the evil monologue, isn't it? We now have the means to unlock the door to access the fragment of the key to time. With both of our intellects combined, all of space and time would cower before us. Our power could be unlimited. Except sharing really is its own kind of limit, isn't it? Even when it is with another you.
All right. Thanks, Jeff, for reading that.
Yeah.
So, as we've heard, the Master attempts to convince Missy to join forces so they can grasp unlimited power together. And then all of a sudden, the 12th Doctor pops out of the shadows. And it turns out Missy had been working with him all along to procure the key for the Doctor, who probably just forgot where he hid it.
Yes. And so the Master is obviously furious and tries again to convince Missy to help him instead. But she ends up putting him back in Storm Cage. And afterwards, Missy gives the Doctor the key, but not before making an impression of it for herself. So that concludes the master plan.
And what did you make of that one?
What did I make of that? I greatly enjoyed this. This was good fun. Yeah, I think Jody Houser seems to have had an absolute blast writing Missy. I mean, it feels like the character that we came to know and love on the telly. And I can just easily visualize this story happening. I think it's just a wonderful celebration of the Master, because like this was released to celebrate, I think, 50 years of the Master, wasn't it? I think it's terrific. And if I had a choice between another story of either the Fugitive Doctor or Missy from this team, I'd go for Missy. I thought it was just a hoot.
Funny you should say that, because I kind of feel the other way.
Yeah, fair enough.
For me, I agree with you. The characterization of Missy in particular was just spot on, flawless, wonderful. But I thought the story itself was basically non-existent, and it kind of just served as a vehicle to have a lot of fun, character-driven banter between Missy and the Delgado Master.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the whole premise of them looking for a key to a key was just a little... I don't know. I just thought more effort could have maybe been put into developing that side of things.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate the character stuff a lot. And I also thought the story was maybe a little negatively impacted by just the sheer amount of fan service in it, because you've not only have you got like the Third Doctor, Unit, the Brigadier, River, the 12th Doctor all showing up, but then all the cameos as they progress along the Master's timeline.
Yeah.
And I get it, it's a celebration and stuff, but it just, I don't know, it felt a little over-egged to me. But I still very much liked it, so I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10, just because it was a little too rich to the point of being sickly sweet for me.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to give it an 8. I thought it was just good fun, and I would thoroughly recommend this to anyone that has enjoyed Missy. It is another classic Missy adventure, and if you found the character entertaining, then I think you're likely to still be entertained. Yeah, sure, the plot is not its strong point, but I don't mind that. In this case, just because I felt that the Delgado Master was acting in character as well.
Oh yeah,
and I was just enjoying their banter, and it is interesting. There are some times where it comes to kind of anniversaries where I can kind of go, right, okay, I'll just check my brain at the door and just enjoy this, and I think I just got into that mood with this. So it's the 5 Doctors of
of the Masters,
of the Masters. So yeah, It's fine.
Yeah, and agreed. Of the two stories we read, I did enjoy them both, and I do love that Titan Comics has given us women-led author and artist creative teams.
Yes, absolutely.
For both the Fugitive Doctor and the Missy comic. I thought that was wonderful, and both of these are a quick read too. They're relatively short, so
Yeah.
Well, shall we move on to listener feedback?
Yes, yeah. Let's do that.
All right. As a reminder, folks, you can email us at andwbcpodcast@gmail.com. And Chris, do you have any?
So don't have anything on Facebook, I don't think. But do we have anything on any bits of blue?
Yeah, we have the Valyard, or should we say not the Valyard, reaching out to us again.
Yes.
Who said, "Gentlemen, do not believe you have escaped me simply because you have thwarted the efforts of the Vondrax. Finally, your doom awaits you. Unfortunately, the threats have been designated with a BBC 15 or TV MA rating in the States. As such, they've been censored. To protect the tender sensibilities of those listening, threats have been concluded. We now return you to your regularly scheduled villainous monologue. Fools, you are doomed."
Yes. Oh, I have got one, actually.
Oh.
We have heard on Facebook from Neil Bond, who was
our reader last month. Yeah.
Yes, he said that he really enjoyed this jaunt through history, so he enjoyed the book.
Excellent.
So that's good.
Yeah, he says he just listened to episode 111. He loved it, and you have a new devoted listener.
Yes.
Thanks, Neil.
Great. Yes.
We also heard from Simon Pittman, who says of the 8th Doctor's 30th anniversary, Paul McGann is my favorite Doctor. And he has the Doctor Who magazine comic strip collections, and remembering having to wait a few years for Endgame to get back in print, and calls it his favorite 8th Doctor spin-off, although he remembers the TV movie being quote-unquote the first new Doctor Who episode he watched, so 30 years ago is making him feel really old.
Yeah, Dan does.
We also heard from Shag of the Fire and Water Podcast Network, where he gives us snaps for our poetry episode, and that he also liked my 8th Doctor poem.
Great.
And the half-human explanation.
Yes.
He calls it a fun episode and asks people to give it a listen.
Cool.
And finally, we heard from Fantasy Bookworm speaking about the Torchwood Trace Memory, who says, "I belatedly got hold of this for the Doctor Who Book Club after it was originally delivered to a neighbor's address."
Right. Okay. Cool.
Well, thank you, everyone, for all the feedback. And just a reminder to please give us a rating or review to help the algorithm and additional listeners find us.
Yes. Indeed.
Well, Chris, this, I think, has brought us to the conclusion of our extra Doctor cycle.
Yes.
And so now we embark upon the journey once again.
Yes, indeed we do. And so I thought I'd move on, possibly on, from the Fugitive Doctor, but not much. So we're going to be packing our bags and heading off to Guangzhou. Matt, I don't think either of us have ever been to Guangzhou before. We are going to be encountering the 11th Tiger by David A. McKinty. Which features the First Doctor, Barbara, Ian, and Vicky, and is set in China in 1865.
Excellent.
So that's what we're going to be reading for July.
And I'm guessing that's a Past Doctor adventure.
It is a Past Doctor adventure, yes.
Huh.
So I don't think it's necessarily widely available, but I don't believe it is. But there we go. That's what we're reading.
Excellent. And a TARDIS team that's not usually. We usually would get someone other than, usually it's Susan as opposed to Vicky. So that's a nice little change up too.
It is. So,
very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, indeed. So hopefully it's good. I've not read it. So yeah.
Cool. Well, until next time. This has been Matt in Minnesota.
Chris in South London. Happy reading. Stay cool if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, and stay safe.
Thank you for listening to the all-new adventures of the Doctor Who Book Club podcast. Special thanks to George C. Music for use of their song Doctor Who Theme Swing Jazz Version. You can follow us on Twitter at ANDWBC Podcast and like us on Facebook. Help other listeners to find us by leaving a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. You can contact the show by emailing your thoughts to andwbcpodcast@gmail.com. And until next month, happy reading.
Okay, just talking nicely into the mic. Okay. Do 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 da 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 da. At the moment, I'm sleeping downstairs because I have less heat tolerant than Lauren is. I'll send you this, and then I'll go downstairs to my bed. So we've got a sofa bed. It might make people think that we've had an enormous argument. No, we haven't. It's just like I just need to be able to be in somewhere that's slightly cooler than up here.
As a Minnesotan, I completely understand. Have slept in my basement on more than one occasion. Just to get out of the heat.
Yes.